Okay, this is an honest review of the NFL Plus subscription. Now, like a lot of you, you're probably deciding, do I want to fork over all that money for the YouTube TV and having the NFL Sunday ticket? The Sunday ticket's very expensive. You are limited to just those Sunday 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 o'clock p.m. afternoon games. So you are limited to the games. Now with the flex scheduling, the good games often get moved to Sunday Night Football or Monday Night Football or sometimes Saturday Night Football. So it gets a little bit tricky. So you have to decide, do I want to watch Sunday Ticket and pay anywhere from $250 to $450, depending on whether you subscribe and do the early offer or if you do the primetime channels. So what I'm going to talk about is the NFL app, NFL Plus app. It's a subscription. The premium version is $10 a month, or you can pay, I believe, $80 for the season or the year. I've experienced both of these. I was with DirecTV for many years, used their Sunday ticket. I felt like it was very good. I personally prefer DirecTV over YouTube TV. I feel like they've had years of experience with the user experience, with the remote control to all the controls and everything. It was just much better, I felt like, DirecTV. But let me go into NFL Plus and tell you why I will likely not do Sunday ticket and I will opt for NFL Plus. So when you first get here, it usually brings you to the homepage. Here, you can set it where they won't spoil anything for you. So if you're worried about coming on here after the game is completed, because after 10 minutes after the game is completed, you have the game uploaded and you can watch it in full. They cut all the commercials. They do show the halftime in full, so it's just something to keep in mind, but they do cut all the commercials. So what I do here is I'm going to go up here and I'm going to go to NFL Plus. And then you have the games here. As you can see, I have it where you can't see the scores. Right now, it doesn't really matter, but I don't want to see the scores because for me, I've got kids. I'm busy. I don't like the commercials. I like to watch on my own terms. I don't like to have to either live stream it like some people do through like Reddit or whatever. They try to do some pirate stuff. I prefer to just watch the game after it's happened. I can fast forward. I can pause. I can rewind. Those are the controls I want. If I have to go to the restroom, I want to be able to pause and go back. If there's a play I want to replay, I want to rewind. So these are all these things that I wanted. So let me go ahead and show you how you watch games. So you go to games, and then right here, you select which week you want. So I'm just going to show you last season. So I can go off to the right here. I'm going to do 2022. Let me just show you, as you can see in the reflection, where my Dolphins stuff. I'm a big Dolphins fan. So let's go ahead and do the wild card round. So I'm going to show you the Dolphins and the Bills. One thing I want to show you that's really important is that you have different options. You've got the full game replay, you've got a condensed replay, and you got an all 22. So the full game replay is going to be, roughly about 2 hours. They cut all the commercials. They do show the halftime. They do show all the replay reviews, which can be really annoying because sometimes that's my favorite part to fast forward is you saw the replay, you knew it was an incompletion. I want to skip the next 5 minutes. I want to get back to the game. So that is kind of annoying that they do show the replays, but that's fine. I get it. Condensed game is like 44 minutes. This doesn't come out until I think several hours after the game starts. If you're somebody that's kind of a casual fan and wants to watch the game, but isn't like, super into it, then the condensed game is nice. It's 44 minutes. It goes really quick. And they can cut between plays. The condensed game is also really nice if you're just wanting to watch games within your division. So maybe you heard of a really good game that you wanted to watch, or maybe you've got you've got another divisional game that's important and you want to watch it, whatever. You can go through there 44 minutes. You've got it. The all 22, I think that comes out like pretty far later after the game, and that just shows you all 22 players that are on the field playing. I don't really look at that. If you're somebody that's really into studying film or something like that, I could see that. So I'm going to go ahead and do the full game. Something to keep in mind is that you do get surround sound. So that was something that was really important to me. For some of you, it may not matter, but if you have 5.1 surround sound, which I have, which means I have, speakers in the back, 2 in the front, subwoofer, center speaker. I love surround sound, especially with the NFL games. You can hear the crowd in the background. It just, big plays, the crowd starts to erupt. So I just think it just adds to the overall immersive experience. I was thinking that they'd only have what they call like the stereo, the 2.1 speakers, or just the front speakers playing, but they do actually have the surround sound. So it's just something to keep in mind. I didn't find anything about that online. So some of the things I don't like about it is, so you have just 2 options. You got 30 seconds forward, 30 seconds back, and you got to pause, okay? This one you can see is actually, this ended up being one of the longest NFL games of the year, so it's 2 hours and 48 minutes. But you have this. So here's something to keep in mind. So let's just say I skip, and I skip. So I don't like that it's just 30 seconds long. I feel like if the NFL app could really improve, I think that they need to have that more in line with what we see out there, which is like usually like 15 seconds or maybe less. I don't like the 30 seconds. I feel like those gaps are too big. I also don't like I'm going to show you right now. It's really annoying, but let me click play, and then I push the back button. Okay, well, I just pushed the back button on my Apple TV remote. All I was trying to do was get rid of that bottom portion where it had like the graphic that was up that was annoying me. But that brings you literally all the way back. And here's the thing. Now that you go back, it starts right from the beginning. So what happens if you're all the way down there and you're halfway through the game? You got to go all the way forward. So that back button is almost like a death button. You touch that back button, you're like just throwing your remote. You're pissed, especially if your team's losing. I can't imagine that happening. So let me just go down here, and you can click, and you can move with your finger. So again, 30 seconds. See, I'm just swiping to the right. 30 seconds. 30 seconds. 30 seconds. 30 seconds. Like I'm like swiping really fast right now, and this is as fast as it goes. So if you can imagine that if you're like 3/4 of the way through, you're like, this is going to take some serious time to get all the way back. Okay, another thing that I don't like, that I think a lot of you will notice, is I don't like how it tells you exactly when the game ends. So let me tell you why this is a pet peeve of mine. So let's just say that you've got, let's just say it's 5 minutes left in the game, and you pause because you have to go to the restroom, you want to grab a beer or whatever. Well, and the game's like you're down by like a touchdown and you're driving and you're in the red zone, if there's 10 minutes left, so it's 2 hours and 38 minutes, and there's 2 hours and 48 left, there's 10 minutes left, that game is not going overtime. It's not going overtime. So it ruins it for you. Okay, here's another thing. If I came on here and I pressed play and I started watching it and I saw it was 2 hours and 48 minutes, what does that tell you? It tells you it's a really long freaking game. What happens in really long games? Well, maybe there is no overtime. So now you're thinking about that. So you start second guessing things. I just don't like that. The thing that was so nice about DirecTV is that it was 4 hours that they locked you in on. You recorded it. No game lasts longer than 4 hours, even with overtime. So you knew that it doesn't matter. If the game goes longer, then it doesn't matter. You're not going to know if it went in overtime or not. So I'm really struggling with what I'm going to do here. I think that it's likely that I'm going to press play and I'm just not going to look. I'm going to probably close my eyes, or I'm going to put something in the bottom right part of the screen that can block that so that I don't know how long the game is. I'm just going to press play, and then I'm just going to try to watch the game as live as possible. Use, pause and play, and just maybe when I press play, for example, let me just show you something. So the game's playing, okay? So I can't push the back button. Okay, now it's like this. So I push pause. Okay, now that thing down at the bottom, it doesn't pop up, which is fine. But now when I press play, what I'll probably do is close my eyes, press play, keep looking down, look back up. Now I don't know how long the game is. I don't want to know when the game's going to end. I feel like that kind of ruins it for you. So there's some other things. So that's kind of the gameplay stuff. I really would I don't think it'd be that hard to fix a lot of this stuff. I just don't think the NFL, they don't take suggestions. They just build their app, and that's how it goes. So, other than that, so if you kind of go up here, the off season, there's some stuff that's nice. So for example, they got this NFL channel where they show replays or different things, which is kind of cool if you've cut the cord and you just want to like still get your football fix or whatever, you can go here and they've got some stuff there. They've got let's see here. They got the NFL Network. You have to log in to like a cable subscription or whatever. This currently crashes my app, and it does an endless spin, and I have to delete the app, and I have to end up downloading the app again. It's a nightmare. So I definitely do not recommend doing that when you first download it. I'm sure they're gonna fix it, but that was something that was driving me nuts. So they have these like trending videos. There's no ads on these, so you can just kind of go to one of these, and they're kind of cool. It's kind of like updated stuff and different news and little clips from that they have on the NFL Network. These NFL throwbacks are pretty cool. They've got some like old videos and interesting things that are, just totally random. Like I watched one today. It was the longest fourth down conversions, and they're like showing old clips from the 80s and 90s and stuff you wouldn't find on YouTube or anything like that. So it was kind of cool to look at that. And then, they've got some, I was hoping that they would have more stuff like a Football Life, and they do have a Football Life. But if you go down here, you'll see like they have some of their shows that they have, like the ones that they actually produce. Let's go down here. Got some of the mic'd up, but you can get that on YouTube, but they have some cool mic'd up. So Football Life, right? So they have like a bunch of seasons of the show. Obviously, you can see it's season 11. I don't like that they only show like 6 of them. I like the season 11. It's like they should have the whole series. I don't see why they couldn't do that. They've got some other little shows that the NFL Films produces, like Top 10 and Mic'd Up and NFL Film Session and stuff. Like some of these are like super old. Like you gotta explain, and I don't even know when the last time. See, 2019. I watched this one yesterday. That was like how all the teams got their names or whatever. So they've got some cool stuff on here. I think what I'd like to see the NFL Plus app do is I'd like for them to realize that there's a lot of people out there that aren't wanting to watch a 1-minute delayed YouTube Sunday Ticket stream, which I didn't even mention, but that's like the main reason why I don't want to do it. The reason why you watch live football games for a lot of people is because you like to get your phone out, you like to go on Facebook, and they post the end of the quarter, and you get to read all the comments and see how people are feeling about the game. You go on Twitter and you want to see like updates on injuries and all these things. Well, Sunday Ticket's going to have like probably anywhere from a 30-second to a minute delay. So I don't even think I would look at my phone if I had it. So then it's like what? So you can't do any of that stuff. So you're just watching the game, and you can't text your buddies. You're not looking at your phone. So I just would rather have it on demand. If they can improve some of that DVR functionality, like fast forward, rewind, like pause, like maybe don't have it where you can just see how long the game is. I don't know if they know how to do that, or they'd be able to do that. But those are some of the things that I like to see. But in general, I still think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to stick with the NFL Plus for my Sunday 10 a.m. and 1 p.m. West Coast games, and then I'm going to probably get DirecTV, where I got a really good deal with them, and I'm just gonna watch all the games that get flex, all the games that are local, and the Sunday night, Monday night, Thursday night, all that stuff.